And this karam, as I mentioned in my previous video, which nobody can skip, also proves to be a means for your freedom as well. Can you believe it? The same thing that binds you under it and makes you a slave can also lead to your freedom. But how? Only by Bhagavad-Gita. Because in the last level you become Krishna. You become the owner of the work. You are born as a human fully aware and you know the whole game in which you have to play your role and therefore nothing can bind you. Basically, Krishna himself gives birth to him as a baby by finding a means. I know it's very strange to follow, but I will give the answer of that. So let's continue. If any society is built on compassion, it will not be able to tolerate beggars. It should not happen. What has happened in Arjuna's mind is pity. If there had been compassion, there would have been a revolution. It is important to understand this properly because the answer that Krishna is giving is worth keeping in mind. Whatever Krishna is saying to Arjuna immediately, Krishna is only talking about Arjuna's ego. Krishna is telling him, worthy of the non Aryans. The second sutra tells that Krishna has caught the matter. The sound of ego is ringing in Arjuna. He is saying, I feel pity. How can I do such an act? The act is bad. It is not so. How can I do such an act? I am not that bad to be involved in such a bad act. It would be appropriate for him to tell Krishna that all those sons of Dhritarashtra should kill him. That would be better instead of Arjuna being ready to commit such a misdeed. Ego can even sacrifice its own self. The last act that ego can do is martyrdom. He could also be a martyr, and often the ego is martyred, but by being martyred, it becomes stronger. Arjuna is saying that it is better that I die. I, Arjuna, will not be able to commit such an evil act in such a situation. I feel pity. What are all these people gathered to do? I am surprised. From his words, it seems that he is not at all an ally in the making of this war. He has not co opted. It seems as if this war has suddenly appeared in front of him. It is like he doesn't know anything about it. In this situation that has arisen, he is not a participant. Standing at a distance and talking like this, Arjuna feels pity. His eyes are filled with tears. No, I will not be able to do this. It is better that I die. That is better, Arjuna said. Krishna has caught this note. That's why I said Krishna is the first psychologist on this earth. Basically, he is the first for everything. Because the second sutra is Krishna's sutra only to further boost Arjuna's ego. In the second sutra, it is said, how come you talk like non-Aryan? Arya means the best people, Anarya means the worst people. Arya means proud people, Anarya means destitute. What kind of non-Aryan talk you speak? Krishna said to Arjuna. Now this thing that we should pay attention to that is kindness is a non-Aryan thing. Tears of pity in the eyes is like a non-Aryan thing. And Krishna says it will cause infamy on this earth and is harmful in the next world also, which is heaven. So mercy. Have you ever thought that Sanjay says, Arjun, full of compassion with tears in his eyes, and there is no coordination in what Krishna says because we have never understood kindness properly. That kindness is also an ornament of ego. Even pity is an act of ego. That is also an ego act of a good man. Cruelty is the ego act of the bad man. Remember, ego fills itself with good things as well as bad things. And it often happens that when there is no facility to fill the ego with good things, then it fills itself with the evils. Therefore, there is no fundamental difference between those whom we call the gentleman and those whom we call the scoundrels. The gentleman and the wicked stands on the same axis of the ego. The only difference is that the wicked or the scoundrel can hurt others to satisfy his ego. A gentleman may hurt himself to satisfy his ego. There is no difference in causing injury. Arjuna is saying, it is better for me to die than to kill them, meaning the opponent family members. The evil one, if we speak in the language of psychology, is a sadist. And when a gentleman fills his ego, he becomes a masochist. A masoch man was a man who used to beat himself. So there was a person called masoch in the history. You wanna search, you can search. All self torturers can become gentlemen quickly. If I starve you, I will become evil. The law, the court will catch me. But if I fast myself, no court or law can catch me. You will take out my procession. But if starving out you is bad, then how can starving me be right? Just because this body has fallen on me and that body has fallen on you. So if I flog your body and make you stand naked and make you lie on the thorns, it will become a crime. If and I do the same act on myself and become naked and lie down on the thorns, then penance will be done. Just by changing the attitude, just by shifting the arrow from that side to this side, then religion will be achieved. Arjuna is saying, instead of killing them, I would rather die. He is saying the same thing. He is just saying to kill and kill. There is no much difference in that. Yes, the direction of the arrow is changing. And remember, killing others never satisfies the ego as much as killing oneself, because another can die by spitting on the face of the killer even while dying. But when a man himself kills himself, he does completely unarmed and without any answer. Killing another is never complete. The other one survives even after dying. His eyes say that he may have been killed, but he has not lost. But while killing oneself, there is no solution. The fun of defeat is completely satisfying. Arjuna talks about mercy, and Krishna tells him that Arjuna, such words are not worthy of you. They will spread infamy. Then Krishna is just luring Arjuna's ego, persuading him. The second sutra is of Krishna, tells that Krishna has caught the vein of Arjuna's problem. Krishna is touching Arjuna in all the right places for his weaknesses. Because trying to explain to Arjuna that kindness is not right is futile. It is also futile to explain to him that there is a gap between kindness and compassion. Right now, Arjuna's vein, the main issue is his ego. Right now, the ego is moving from his sadism to masochism. Now, instead of hurting others, Arjuna is getting ready to hurt himself. In this situation, Krishna says to Arjuna in the second sutra, what are you saying, Arjuna? Being an Aryan, being civilized, being cultured, being aristocrat, what kind of aristocrat talks are you involved in? Are you talking about running away from the war? Does timidity take hold of your mind? Krishna is hurting his ego in this way. Many times people who read Gita make fundamental mistakes at such subtle and delicate places. Is Krishna saying to be egoistic? No. Krishna is just seeing that if the compassion that is arising from ego, then by inflating the ego, it will immediately go away. That's why Krishna says that Krishna is talking about cowardice. Krishna is saying to Arjuna that you are behaving like a coward. Krishna will use the harshest of the harshest words. Here, whatever Krishna is saying to Arjuna the whole time, Krishna is asking him to observe what reaction is created in him. Psychoanalysis begins. Krishna takes Arjuna to psychoanalysis. Arjuna lay down on the couch. Now Krishna starts speaking. Now whatever Krishna is asking, he would like to wake Arjuna up and see where he is, how deep under the water. And from now onwards, Krishna is a psychoanalyst.